my name is Marie, and welcome back to Cobblecraft. So the last video was a time lapse of the building of the castle, and thank you all for all of the kind comments. It was really appreciated, and I'm so happy with the progress. I think it's going great. My plan now is to get on with building the storage system. That's kind of my next big project that I've been inspired to work on. So I've done a little bit of planning down here underneath, and I dug down 2 more blocks just so that we had enough space. And I'm planning to build the storage system down here. And I also wanted it to look sort of circular. Now, it's really difficult to get storage systems to run in anything other than straight lines, just because of the way the items move with water or on ice. But I think I've done my best to make it look kind of circular, and it just steps back here and then just steps forward. So I think hopefully it should look pretty cool. But I've done some material gathering already, and this was really expensive. It was about like a shocker and a half just with wood, and maybe 5 stacks of iron blocks to make all of this. But that's what we're going to need for the storage system. So yeah, let's get on with the time lapse. See you after. so the storage room is now built, and I've been doing some troubleshooting just to make sure that everything is working. And I think at the moment it's pretty much working. I'm just kind of stress testing it at the moment by shoving a whole load of items in, because I want to make sure that it is completely working properly before we just trust it, because I don't want stuff going missing. That would be a shame. Yeah, so I did need to change a couple of things, because water are kind of weird in Minecraft, particularly when it's running over hoppers. You do need to be a little bit careful about. It's not great. You need to be a little bit careful about making sure that the items have enough momentum to actually travel fully over the hoppers. So originally I had the water coming up here at this point and then just going straight over the hoppers. But I was finding they would get stuck here at this point, stuck inside this hopper some of the time. So I just changed the system a little bit so that the water source block was here. And then I found that since then the items have enough momentum to travel over all of the hoppers and nothing's been getting stuck. So that's great. Yeah. So the way that this system that I built works is that you input the items here and they come up the chute. And this part of the storage here is just one double chest for each item. These chests here are not actually connected up to the system. But for example, with redstone, the redstone dust will come into here, and then I can put redstone components just underneath. And the same with iron here as well, and copper. Was how I was planning to sort of keep things together. So the water comes along the top here and visits all of these chests here on the top. And then it gets to this area here of bulk storage, where there are 5 double chests at this point. And I decided to have it running over some ice, because it meant that I could have 9 chests all next to each other. If I had used the same hopper system over here, I would have had to have a gap in between, because water only travels 8 blocks. So there would have been a point where I needed to put a block of ice in order to keep the water moving, because otherwise it would have gone stuck in the hopper. So that's why we've got some ice here, slightly different setup, but it works just fine. And then over here we've got another set of single chests, and that carries all the way along the top, all the way around here. This is another bulk storage area, and then we've got more single chests and more single chests, and then the water drops down to the lower level here and travels along this set of chests. Now yet again, it's only the bottom chests here which are actually connected up to the system with an item filter. Yeah, so the water travels along here, drops down, and then along here, and it just continues all the way around underneath this and all the way back to the start again. So this is a pretty big storage room, and it's definitely not the most efficient layout for a storage room, but I thought it was fun to try and make something which would look sort of circular. And it's also important to me that it's easy to get in and out, so which is why there are so many exits. So we've got the main entrance, which will be over here eventually. I'm going to build the piston door later on this episode. I have designed that, and we'll be able to build that later on this episode, so that should be really cool. So yeah, apologies that it's not looking very pretty yet, but it's taken a lot of resources and a lot of time to build this, and still just troubleshooting it at the moment to make sure that everything's working. Obviously don't want to decorate it until we're sure that it's fine. So yeah, let's just... Oh, it seems to be stuck. What's going on? Okay, well, that's definitely an issue. I'll have a look into that. It seems that the dropper stops deploying when it gets completely full of items. Okay, so I've been able to fix it. This is why we do troubleshooting. So the problem I was having was that when this dropper was completely full, the clock would stop working. So the fix for that is, instead of using this comparator to power the clock, you actually use this comparator to power a comparator clock, and then that's what makes the dropper go. So when there are no items left in the dropper, this comparator will be off and it will stop the clock. But as long as there are any items in here at all, this comparator clock will be powered, and you can change the speed that it's going. You can go really, really quickly, or we can slow it down, or we can slow it down further. So I think that should be good now, hopefully, but we'll see. Yeah, I also made a little bee farm over here because I was needing honey for the storage system. So that's fine. It's just a very small bee farm, only 5 beehives. But I think that should probably be enough because I don't need huge amounts of honey. This is the first time I actually needed honey, so it's cool. Yeah, I've just been replacing all of the walls along here with honey blocks instead because I find that they work slightly better, and items don't get stuck on the honey, so that's good. So I think I'm going to get on with building the secret door, which is actually going to be the main entrance, and it probably won't be a secret, but it's going to be invisible from the outside. So I think it may be easier to start from the outside to do this, but I'm planning to have the entrance be 2 blocks by 3 blocks, these stairs here. I just need to push a button and you should be able to get in, and then up a couple of stairs to there. Yep, so I think it might be easier to start from the outside. Okay, here we go. So these 6 stairs are going to be the stairs which will be being removed. So underneath these, I'm going to put some sticky pistons. So when these sticky pistons are powered, these stairs will be up, and that will work. Should work just fine, I think. And then behind this, we're going to need to have a double sticky piston extender. So there'll be a row of sticky pistons down here, and then another on top, I think. Okay. So when both of these sticky pistons are fully extended, that will bring the staircase up to this level, which is perfect. Okay, cool. Right, yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. Okay. So let's just start with the redstone for this bit, and then we'll build the sticky piston extender afterwards. Right. I think I'm going to use target blocks because I think that they're cheaper than repeaters. I may actually not have enough redstone to do all of this. Ouch. Where are you? Oh, excuse me. Okay. So the target blocks are going to need to go on this side because I don't want them powering the pistons behind. It needs to be a separate system. And then we can just connect these up with redstone and then it will be connected. Okay, so imagine we have a button. We can close the door and then we can open it. So nice. You've got an observer here and another observer on top of it facing downwards and a block on top. And I've connected these ones back up to the front system. So now yes, there we go. Okay, so that's, I'm just going to go and sleep, but that's the basic system of the door now working. The only thing left to do now is to make a way of actually opening the door, because we don't want to be activating that lever. Okay, so I've built a T-flip flop now, so you just push this button and the door will shut. And we'll push it again and the door will open. So yeah, let's go, it's sorted. So that's just down here. The signal from the button just comes along and operates this T-flip flop. And then that powers both the double piston extender for the rear stairs and also the front stairs. So yeah, I think that should be just fine. So the next thing to do is to build a way to actually close the door afterwards. I think it would be nice if it was just a pressure plate so that you press the door, you press the button once to go in, and then it just gets activated by a pressure plate to close it. Yay, that works perfectly. Okay, so if I just walk over the pressure plates, they activate this line of redstone which toggles the T-flip flop and shuts the door. I just stepped on it again, but there we go, that opens the door. And then when you come out, you can just press the button to close the door again. And I think that should be completely safe and mob proof. Should be just fine. And then you can just run in, and it will activate the T-flip flop again, and the door closes behind you. So yeah, there we go, perfect. I think I'll just do some decorating around here next. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so I've actually just made some more changes here to this clock, which is powering the automatic sorter. So it was running too quickly before, which meant the items were bunching up at the top of the water stream here, which is not good because you don't want items traveling around in stacks. You can see they're bunching up a little bit, but nowhere like as much as before. It's maybe 2 or 3 items, which is okay, and the hoppers at the other end are able to handle that. But it was bunching up for too long, ending up with an entire stack of items. So I needed to find a way to slow down the clock, which is what I've done. So here we've got the comparator, which is the comparator is powering a different kind of comparator clock, which is more adjustable, and you can adjust the speed much more easily. That seems to be working now. I'm going to see if it works on 3 ticks. because I'd like it to run as fast as possible, but not too fast, so it still works. It seems to be okay. Items seem to be moving fairly. It's not ideal, is it? Yeah. It's gonna have to be the slowest clock. Okay. Well, that should hopefully be fine now, but we will see. We will continue to monitor the storage system and troubleshoot it for any issues. I'm actually going to interrupt time lapse because I have run out of materials and also run out of time. So I just thought that we would have a little look at the castle with shaders on, because I finally managed to get my shaders installed. These are just complementary shaders, which I think are one of the most popular ones. But here we go. This is what it's looking like. And yeah, I think it's fantastic. Really happy with what's going on. Obviously, there's loads of detailing that still needs to happen on the castle. I feel like at the moment the walls are mostly just a blank slate, ready for detailing, and yeah, so that'll be good when we get back to that. Obviously, I've only just made a little tiny start on decorating the interior, so there's plenty more to do. But I'm very positive. It's going to be great, I think. And here we are out through the new entrance. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you all have a very good day. See you next time. Bye.